Hello everybody, welcome to the Nintendo Retrocast video podcast of Games of the Week, episode 3. I forget what the hell we call this, but we're going to go with that.
Even I just
this
told
is
you what
episode
we
3.
It.
Yeah, we're the Nintendo... Hold on, let me get out the copy. The Nintendo Retrocast Games of the Week vidcast, episode 3. That's the official term.
There you go.
And since Jeremy went first last week, I'm going to go first this week. And my game is going to be Chuck Rock for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And right now you'll see a little video of how crappy this game is. It's hard. It's hard. The only weapon you start out with is your stomach. and I don't know, even a fat guy, there's a limited range to your stomach. And when you're trying to hit your enemies, you can't bump into them with your stomach. But it's what you have to attack them with. So you have to be perfect. They have to be almost on you, but not quite too much, because they'll kill you. And then thrust your stomach at the last second. It's just too damn hard.
Earlier in the week when you told me that you were going to talk about this game, I actually went and played it on my Super Nintendo. And
yeah, right?
the game is ridiculous.
Did you get past the first level?
I didn't get very far at all because I got mad.
I got mad as well. I played this before. Now, maybe kids get it a little easier, because when I was a kid, I remember playing this game and getting further in it, but
kids don't have
can't
that.
Get anywhere.
The kids, when you're a kid, you have that drive where you're just like, I want this done. I want it done, and I want it done. I'm not going to give up until it's done. Unless it's homework or something, then you give up immediately.
You're like, yeah, this stuff doesn't need to be done. I don't need this done. So, I don't really have much to say about it. The graphics are actually not too bad for a Super Nintendo game. I believe it came out pretty early in the Super Nintendo's life. I think it came out like in 92 or something. But, I can actually tell you right now. I think it came out in 1990. Well, the original one came out for the Atari ST in 91. So it's probably the same game they designed in 91. So, and it was made by Core Design, which... They made some pretty good games. I can't think of any offhand, but I remember seeing their name on a lot of games.
Core Design?
Core. C-O-R-E.
Yeah,
Didn't they get bought by Sony later on?
Maybe. I think I don't know if it seems familiar, but I'm not sure.
Alright, and Virgin distributed it, at least for the Sega version. I think for the Super Nintendo version as well. It's weird seeing Virgin Interactive on games. They go back a little ways, but not really that far. But do you have any games that were made by Virgin or published by Virgin?
You put me on the spot, but I know I do.
Oh, because they always had that unique logo in the screen when it came up. Yeah, it's like Probe when you played.
Did it have the feather? No, that was Sony that had the feather.
It's Sony ImageSoft that had the feather. That's another one that had that really unique.
Yeah, it was very. It was very stylish.
Yeah, and it looked like a video sometimes. The way that pen would come down and write. Yeah. Across the screen. It was really
yes,
good.
I do recall that now.
Yeah, it looked really good. Okay, anyway, Chuck Rock for just about every system, but I played it for the Super NES.
You're saying you're giving it a thumbs down?
I'm giving it a thumbs down. Nostalgia is way higher than the actual gameplay.
I'm gonna go with my game, and it's gonna be the same. I'm gonna give it a bad review as well.
Oh, we're gonna be Debbie Downers.
My game is Kirby's Avalanche. It was released on October 3rd, 1994 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Yes, Mike, I was prepared. Kirby's Avalanche. In Europe, they released it. It was called Kirby's Ghost Trap. And it's a clone of a Japanese game called Puyo Puyo, maybe?
Puyo Puyo?
And actually, this game was released on the Nintendo as well. And you can play it if you have an emulator. If you have an emulator, you can download the ROM, play Puyo 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 ×2. And I didn't know that game existed, but I read that it was also the same game for Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. So I guess it was a generic type puzzle game that they just licensed out to everybody.
Huh, I didn't know that. You did some research. You were prepared.
I was prepared.
Gold star for you, sir.
But the graphics, it also has spoken words in it in the cartridge. So it's one of those games. Kirby's Avalanche. And the graphics look great for being a simple puzzle game, but that's probably because they had so much room left over on the cart. They popped tons of good graphics on it. It's sort of like Tetris and Dr. Mario, those type of games. And what happens is goo falls from the top, and you have to connect them in variants of 4. But it doesn't. It could be diagonal, or as long as they're touching. So it could be an L or a Z. As long as they're touching, it has to have at least 4 touching. And the more you connect, you drop, similar to Dr. Mario 2-player, you drop clear blobs onto your opponent's screen.
Actually sounds like it'd be fun for multiplayer, but you don't like it as a single
this game, there's no one-player mode. You go through and you have to play against the computer. The computer is freaking...
Like Puzzle Fighter.
This game is so... The computer moves so fast that, like, the first level on normal is easy, you blow right through it. The second one, the tree guy, it's a talking tree, and he starts off slow, and then he's just like bam, bam, bam. Like, I'm connecting like 4 purples, and one clear blob is falling on his screen, and I'm like, yeah, take that, tree, with your green blob clear. And then next thing I know, he connects like 30 of them together, and my entire screen is nothing but clear blobs. And the only way to get rid of the clear blobs is to put connect 4 or more on top of it, and any clear blobs that's touching the color blobs you just connected will disappear.
Go away. Huh.
But it happens so fast, like it's just like Tetris. You set up holes so you know where it's gonna be at. So you sort of where you want it to land. Mm-hmm. But then those clear things come and completely screw you.
Mess it up, yeah.
So you have to start all over, and then you don't know what kind of blobs you're going to get. You're going to get green or blue, so you have to start all over, and now it's uneven terrain, and you're halfway up the screen. The other guy's plowing through it. I couldn't get past the tree.
Who's that? Is that the first guy?
It's the second guy.
Oh.
It's not called. It's called practice mode. Practice mode, I can go through it, but
on I
on
suck
normal.
at this game mode.
On normal, it's a pain in the butt.
It sounds like it. Puzzle games are always hard against the computer.
Yes. All right, everybody. That's the end of Games of the Week episode